Boy, do I have a treat for you guys today. I have Australia's #1 activational speaker in my office, and he is also the author of Bring Your A Game, which was written and published in 28 days. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Eric Bailey's with me. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good, man. I want you to tell everybody what this book is about.
Well, the book is about, I used to play professional basketball. I've been involved in sport my entire life. And there was a phrase that every coach, every player knew, and that was, in order to win a championship, become successful, be the best that you could be, you had to bring your A game. And A game is simply bringing everything that you have within yourself to get the best possible results. And of course, A being the first letter of the alphabet, I decided, wouldn't it be great if I could come up with some A's that signified success, that signified some key principles that if someone really were to work on those, that they would have an outstanding, stellar performance, whatever that is. So I decided my whole book is going to be about the letter A.
And we've got abandonment, adoption, attitude, anticipation, awaken, just to name a few. And one of the things that came up during the editing and formatting process was you've drawn on a lot of your personal experiences to give evidence behind each one of these chapters. Can you explain how that worked?
Well, I believe that when you read a book, it needs to be more than just hype. It needs to be more than just a good feeling. I wanted to incorporate into the book some practical, real life experiences that I have gone through in my life to actually signify that A that we're talking about during that chapter really means something, and that it applies to the development of me as a person. So I went back through my life and was able to relive some occasions where that A had to be in full effect. And I've just dropped those chapters so that when people are reading it, they can resonate with what I'm saying, how I'm feeling, the emotion that I'm having when I'm writing the book, and they can examine in their own lives and say, you know what, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been there. I'm there now. I know someone else who has been there, but now I can see that I'm not alone. Because see, when I wrote this book, I was feeling alone. Look, I'm married. I've got a child. I've got grandchildren. I've got a little chihuahua at home. I've got a pretty successful business. But I still was feeling alone because of some events that had happened in 2015. And at the end of 2015, I realized something. I've got so many things that have happened in my life that I'm not focusing on the positive, I'm just dwelling on the negative. I need to kick all of that out of my life, start fresh in 2016. And the only way to do that, and I'm saying this to everyone who's listening to me right now, the only way to move on is you have to let go. And for me, it was put it in a book, write it down, give some examples, share, purge your feelings, purge your soul, just get it all out and start fresh. That's what the book is all about. It's about looking at the future and saying, to get to where I want to be, I've got to let some stuff go.
How did you find that writing process and to be able to do it so effectively in a short amount of time?
Well, I have to be honest with you. When we first had our initial meeting and I said I was going to go home and write the book, yes, I had good intentions of writing the book, but I didn't. At that point in time, which I hadn't told you, was that I was dealing with a potential cancer scare. I was booked in to go and have some surgery. So going into that, I thought about writing the book. I had good intentions of writing the book, but I wasn't sold on it. And it wasn't until after I had my procedure that I was sitting in my room and I picked up my phone and I was hoping to get some text messages from some friends of mine, some people who were close to me, to ask me how I was doing or just to check in on me. And I didn't get not one text message, not a one. And I even went home and a couple of days later, it was like still nothing. At that stage, I had not put a pen to paper. I hadn't, thought about the book. I picked up my phone. I threw it against the wall. It landed on a cedar chest in my house. This chest was a chest that I got from the States. It was in our home. I opened up the chest and I just looked inside, and there was a lot of paperwork, documentation of my life, and I found my name. I found my name that I was born with, my adoptive name that I had not known. I found the names of my parents that I had not known, and that day I realized I need to do something. That's when I decided to write the book, and I didn't actually start writing till December 26th.
28 days later, you got a book in your hand.
Yes.
Holy smoke! I did not know that.
Well, it's in the. If you read the book, you should have read the book. It's in the book. It's in the book.
I critique the book. I don't
go back and read the book again. And for those of you who are watching this right now, you may need to read the book 3 or 4 times. But trust me, it's all in the book.
In the book.
In the book. Yes.
Who is this aimed at? We've kind of touched on this, that it's for everyone. But like, I went to an event yesterday that you did, where you were speaking to a group of high school students, and I was watching and engaged with your presentation. I was watching these kids resonate with it and respond to you even afterwards. Is this book aimed at kids? Is it aimed at adults? Who's it aimed at in your mind?
The book is aimed at anyone with an attitude and a knowledge and a thirst for success. Whether it's a 16-year-old student in high school to a 45-plus-year-old CEO or manager or someone who worked in the corporate sector. Because in the book I actually document my entire journey from the time that I was a child. And I go through my ups and downs of high school. I go through my ups and downs of university. I go through my ups and downs of actually becoming a professional basketball player. I even talk about my employment as a sales manager, as a salesperson, as a professional speaker, as a coach, as a mentor. So my life is this is an open book. It doesn't matter where you are, what's happening in your life, whatever your age is, whatever situations you're in, you will find something in my book that will be applicable to you, that you will be able to use. And I've got exercises at the end of every chapter that allow you to actually check off, click off, and actually take some notes and do some self-inspection on whatever it is that's in your life.
Mm-hmm. What's next for you for this year? What's the plan? Obviously, you're now a published author. What else? What are we doing?
Well, because of the book, the feedback has been great. I was able to send the book to a major magazine in the United States. They have read the book and they have now published their February magazine. They've placed me on the cover.
What's the magazine?
Called World Class Magazine. This is the same magazine that also have had Oprah Winfrey, Sir Richard Branson, a lot of top CEOs and international celebrities on the cover. They've done a 4-page spread of me in the magazine, which has now opened doors to a lot of other areas in the media, particularly in Hollywood and also in the United States. I've assembled now a global team that's working with me to do PR and to build my brand. We're looking also now getting into China. We've had some indications that we have a foot in the door in China. We're also working on some other media opportunities around the world. So from a corporate point of view, we're looking to explode around the globe.
One final thing before we sign off. We've got a forward by Alan Pease.
Ah, yes.
And I think we should talk about that.
Hey, Alan Pease, my man, that's my boy. Yes.
How did that come about, and what was his feedback?
Well, I did an event in Melbourne last year with Alan Pease. And as you know, he's sold over 28 million books. He's phenomenal.
Mr. Body Language.
Mr. Body Language. And we got to talking in Melbourne last year, and he said, listen, if there's anything I can ever do for you, we both live in Queensland, give me a call, let me know. And so when I was writing the book, my publisher, said to me that I need to get someone of high profile, high caliber, with good credibility who would write the foreword. And I was thinking, wow, who can we call on? So we had a list, and I thought, well, he's in Queensland. He said if I ever need anything, let him know. So I contacted him. He was actually in Russia. I contacted him on Facebook. Facebook's an amazing thing. You can reach people all over the globe. So I sent him a little message on Facebook. Didn't hear anything for a day, and then he sent a message back and said, I'm in Russia, what do you need? I said, I've just written a book. would love if you would maybe have a look at it and write the forward. And send him a copy of the draft within a day. Love it. Let me talk to my agent. Let me talk to my wife. And the rest is history. Within 2 weeks, boom. And it's not just a few words.
No.
It's some serious. I was like, wow, thank you very much.
Yeah, this was very well thought out. I remember we got an endorsement back from him originally, and which was powerful. And then when the forward came through, I read that through twice because I was just, you could tell how authentic it was, and that following him reading Bring Your A Game, he so endorses this in a big way. So very, very powerful. Brother, I want to thank you so much for being a part of this journey for us. We're really proud to have Bring Your A Game as one of our titles, and we're looking forward to getting this into the hands of as many people as we possibly can. So for you guys out there, if you want to get a copy of Bring Your A Game, Eric is signing the first 500 books that he's produced. They are going pretty quick, so you want to jump onto his website, ericbaileyglobal.com. There's the link at the bottom of the screen. You can also get copies at the InHouse bookstore and on Amazon. Plus go into your local bookstore. Hit them up about Eric Bailey and Bring Your A Game. Thanks, bro.
Thank you, my friend.
Cheers, man.
Thank you.
See you guys.